Alright, so what's up? I got so much good news to tell y'all. Um, First things first, I want to give the honor to God. Just thank Him for waking me up this morning. And y'all have seen me grow in the past month since I started this YouTube channel. Like, for the last 4 weeks, it's been just changes after changes after changes. And it's crazy how, God works and the way how He works and how fast He works. Not fast, but when you being obedient, when you trying to make that change in your life, when you doing things that you weren't doing before, you just doing things differently, you see how He comes through for you, and you change your prayers. So I'm gonna start at the beginning. Once I went to California, I went to LA. I had in my mind that it was something that I wanted to do. I wanted to move. I was just seeing how it is out there. Went out to this school. I was just seeing what it's like. I didn't do too much. I didn't go look at the good parts of LA. I was just, there as I felt like a regular resident, citizen, and I was there with my uncle. He took me. I was a regular, person. I wasn't out going to stores. I was literally just there, just chilling. And it was on my heart that I was like, man, it's like a few weeks ago before me going to LA, I was so certain that it was something I was gonna do. My mom was excited. My whole family was excited for me. I lost my job. I was like, God, this is something that you want me to do. And then, it's like it's crazy how my mentor, he was telling me, he was like, that's not something that you gonna want to do. He was like, you made that, I had made that decision to go to LA based off, worry. I was anxious for something to happen in my life because I was in a season where nothing was happening. It seemed like God was not answering my prayers. He was telling me to sit down and wait. He was telling me to rest, and He'll do the rest. And I was okay with that. And then once like things started to get intense, like that pressure started to like come to me, like I started to feel that pressure. That's when anxiety and then my anxiousness just started to rush more. And I'm gonna just make this video just real quick because I already know what I'm gonna say. Because man, it's like I've been blessed. Like I'm always blessed to wake up every day, but that blessing that I was looking for, it just all comes around in full circle. All right, so cool. So my mentor told me that I didn't want to go to LA. I made that decision based off worry. I wasn't trusting God. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm not trusting God, but me aligning it, far as like I've always wanted to go to LA to go to this school called FITM. That was the school that I've been looking at since my junior year of high school. I've always wanted to go there. I just never went. Stuff kept happening. Started my brand. I thought I didn't need it. And then I was like, okay, maybe I should go. So this sense of just like confusion on what I should do in my life. So I went down there, went to the school, went to the fashion show. I was there by myself. I was slicked up in the whole fit. I was hard. But I didn't feel that, that welcome, like that warm welcome. You know what I'm saying? When you walk in the building, it's like you know that you belong there. That was the first sign. I was like, okay. Then LA is not a place of something that I like to be. Like, it's dirty out there. Um, it's like I'm just used to the food is not the same. But the best part of that whole trip was me being there with my family. That was the best part, and I thank God for that because, I have family in LA, in California, I should say, and they are very inspiring in a way, like the way how they live a godly lifestyle and they still have more than an average human as far as like what I'm used to, what I'm around, like just a sense of game, just a sense of like thing I was taught. So that's what I got from LA. Just like a whole bunch of like ear hustling and a whole bunch of listening instead of just like inspiring by sight. So the way how God works, he gonna place you somewhere where you want to be, but it's not going to be in a way how you expect it to be. He's He's gonna put you somewhere, and it's up to you to have that awareness to like to talk with him throughout the whole journey, so that when you get so that way you get what you supposed to get out of it. Keep that in mind. So I got what I needed out of it. So I was learned. My aunt and my uncle was telling me so many free game, and I applied it to the first week I came back to Houston. So I came back to Houston. You know, didn't have a job. You know, I was just fresh off a trip, and then things got more and more intense. Like, okay, I don't have no job. Like, I went to LA. This is something I'm gonna work up towards. I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna transfer out there. You know, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. But it just, I was still praying. I was still seeking in my faith, but that pressure just started to come more. It's just like I felt in my body. It just got more and more intense. So, you know, like got through those weeks. I started getting back in the church. For real, I took out my piercings. Y'all see, I don't have any more piercings anymore. I feel like that was something that God had laid on my heart because I'm not necessarily on it as like He don't want us to mark our body or anything like that. But in my mind, in my human mind, my conscious mind, I was like, I want people to approach me differently. Like that's why I get the low cut. Like I want to be when I walk into a room, I just want people because first impression is everything, and I want people to look at me different. Like okay, you know, he's sharp. You know, he's clean. He don't have too much jewelry on. You know, I'm good looking. So it's like it's like multiple things to it, and it's like I'm gonna show y'all how like doing these things started. It was the recipe for this blessing that came out to be that God baked for me. You know, so took out my piercings, started reading. I got back on reading my books. Go get it for you. So my uncle in California, my uncle Curtis, he sent me this book through Amazon. It's called Men at Work. Uh, Dr. Ivy Hillard, he's a pastor in Houston, and basically, if you're a man, I would really recommend you reading this book. This book was so good. I read this book in a week. It wasn't even really a week. It was like a 4 days to 7 days. I read this book, and I learned so. The moment I put my eyes on this book, the more that God just started. Okay, you know, God, He put people in your life that gives you positive things like this. My uncle told me to buy this book. I didn't have the money for it. I spent my last on this book, but I was tripping because I knew I'm gonna gain what I'm supposed to gain out of this. So I started reading this book and I started doing things differently, subconsciously and consciously. Like I started to, you know, get more involved with the church, serving God. One thing I learned out of this book is serving others and not looking for a return out of it and just doing it out of the kindness of your heart. So, you know, putting your purpose, putting your gifted talents in God's way. So I'm into computers. I'm into picture. I'm into anything that deals with media and arts. So I was like, okay, I'm at my church. I'm just observing those things that I could do. I'm not a deacon type dude. I'm not saying that's something I won't be, but as of right now, it's like that's not something that I'm really. How's a way I could bring this church out and separate it from everyone else? Like this is my family church. I grew up in this church. I learned so much in this church that it molded me into the person who I am today. Like I said, my whole family's there. Like my last name is Monroe. Like you know, my uncle, my grandpa was my uncle's best friend. So it's like why? I'm telling myself, why am I going to these other churches and I'm not where I'm born at? Why I'm not? I see what the church is like, and so how's the way I can help? So I was like, I'm gonna do the church website. So I told my cousin, hey, I wanted to start the church by putting my graphic designer. So he gave me the assignment to do the website. I'm doing the website right now. It's looking so good. It's looking so good. And then over time, I started going to Sunday school. And then I used to go to Sunday school growing up. I used to hate it, but now I actually love it because it's like you're around other men, and I'm gaining wisdom, and I'm learning what's the word of God from just like a standpoint of like I have access, like I have VIP access on it. So it's like I'm not saying much. I'm ear hustling. I'm just learning. I'm just getting all in. I'm just getting emoted. And then it comes to find out it's something that I needed for that week or that last week. So then that was that. And then that next week, so this is 2 weeks after I came back from LA. 2 weeks I took out my piercings. I went back to church. I mean, I was already going back to church, going back to church, but I left for like a week because I went back to this other church. So I came back to my church. I went to Sunday school, and then let me tell you this. So when I went back to Sunday school, I prayed to God. I was like, after I read this book, after this book was over, I asked my mom. I mean, I prayed. I was like, God, whatever you want me to do. If you want me to go to the other church, I will go. If you want me to stay at this church, show me the way. And if you want me to go back to my home church, how's the way I could serve in the church? Serving the church, and then how's the way that you want me to go to Sunday school? Do you want me to go to the men's class, or is it anything that is dealing with teaching with students? So outside of all of this, outside of religion, I've been looking to get a job, like a job as far as like tutoring kids, because I relate to kids. Sleazy Playground relate to kids in a way of like their inner child. So I resonate with kids very well. So I'm looking for a job with kids, and I prayed to God to go to Sunday school to teach the kids. Then that same night, I promise y'all, that same night, I'm just at the kitchen table eating, and my mom come in there and she was like, "Would you like to teach the Sunday school class? Would you like to teach the kids at the Sunday school?" Basically she was asking me, do I want to teach the kids at Sunday school? This was the same day, the same night I made that prayer to God. And what I'm saying is, when you ask God for things that's out of the ordinary, for the things that you want, he's going to answer your question. And he's going to give you the things that you need or want. But that God is so good, because look, so I went to Sunday school that next day. I told my mom, she's like, what? That is like, you really, putting in the work with God. And she was proud of me. Came back to Sunday school. I ain't been there since 2019. I went back, the whole mindset was to go there for the kids. Tell me why it was no kids there once we had did our, devotional, when we first get to Sunday school. No kids was there. So I either had to go wait on some kids or just go to this men class. I prayed to go to Sunday school. I said, you either want me to go to the kids class or the men's class. God got my attention by the kids, but he brought me for the men's. I'm trying to tell y'all, like, all of that stirred up by doing something different, being obedient, keeping faith, putting all my words to God, putting away my pride, putting away my financial worries. Like, my uncle sent me this book. He texted to me. He texted from Amazon, and I bought it right then and there. So when God tell you to do something, he's gonna plant his seed in other people. He's going to give you signs, and you gonna feel it if it's the right thing to do. And the moment that you do it, you start to gain so much in like ways that you can't even imagine. So I went back. So I took out my piercings. I went to LA. I got what I needed to learn. I took out my piercings. I went back to Sunday school. I was searching for jobs. Now, next topic. So that next week after I went to the men's class or Sunday school, that next day, that Monday, I had an interview at Amazon. So I had applied to be a delivery driver. I applied there for maybe 2 weeks after I came back from LA, and they just hit me back after all of that. Okay, so that's another way how God works. And then I went, and it wasn't organized. I just didn't feel right about it. I was just doing something. I was just looking for something to do. I'm going to share how humble you have to be for God to bless you. How much you are willing to do anything to make something happen in your life, and just to be thankful and just to be grateful and to understand that I'm not going to be here forever. I applied to scrub toilets at a hospital. I applied for a tire shop. I applied for Amazon to be a delivery driver. I applied to work for I applied to do tutoring with kids. I applied for Verizon. I applied for all these different types of jobs. I was just applying for stuff. I probably applied for maybe 12 jobs. I even applied to take pictures for preschoolers, the school pictures. So I applied for all those jobs from the span I came back from LA. And in 2 weeks, I applied for so many jobs. So I got this interview at Amazon. It didn't feel right. It was unorganized. I was the only one there with a dress professionally, and they was charging paying a $16.50, but then the first month is $9 an hour to do 200 to 300 deliveries a day. 200 to 300 deliveries for $9 an hour. I didn't like it. I was like, you know what? All right. So I got hired. Then that one day at church, and then I'm going too far. So then I had a meeting with this place called Patch Collection that same week on a Thursday. I'm in their program. Basically, they display my artwork. They sell my artwork on patches. And I went up there the same that morning I woke up. God placed on my heart to ask for a job. This is when a blessing. This is when a breakthrough has come. So the meeting was so amazing. Y'all would start to see my art. Y'all would start to see what I do for real. My purpose, my gift. Y'all would start to see my ideas come together. Watch. I'm just giving y'all behind the scenes, the BTS of what's going on in my life, because it's like people look at me, they think I've already made it, because when I come out the house, when I go into the world, it's like that light just shining. It's like that light just shining. It's like, but deep down inside, I'm going through things, and then so after the meeting, I asked the manager. I was like, hey, are you hiring? Is anything I could do? I don't care if it's whatever. And he looked at me. He was like, thought you was working at the gym. I was like, I got let go. I don't work there anymore. And he was like, you'll be doing this. It's not an easy job. I was like it's whatever. And the way how he seen that driving to me, he already said, okay, cool. Be here Monday at 10 a.m. for an interview. So I got an interview just by me asking. So I could have been had this job. The mindset I was in, that God he hid it for me for a reason, because I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready to receive it. So went to church, Sunday school. So this first day, I went up to the top for the sound booth. I got a new task in church. It's amazing. I'm learning. Then the next day, that Monday, I had an interview. Got hired. So y'all remember I was trying to go to school. I wanted more money. I want to learn different softwares. I didn't tell y'all why I was going to school, but I was going to school for merchandising and graphic designing, all types of stuff, right? I'm gonna show you how God works. So I thought I wanted to go to LA. I thought I wanted to do this because it's something that me as a person I imagined, right? I got hired at a job that's 10 minutes away from my house. I've been working with them for the past 2 years. They know who I am. I'm in an environment to get that sense of creation every day. Just a full-time job. I'm up on my feet all day, but I don't mind, because I'm learning. I'm learning different softwares. I'm learning all these different things on a daily. And all of this is strictly from being obedient to God. He gave me everything that I needed. Everything. I'm talking about, like God, he would give you something that you think that you want. And then the moment you get it, I don't want that. Just like you go to a restaurant, you look at a meal and it comes out not to be that good. That's exactly what it was. And I've made this video just to show y'all, just to inspire y'all. When you be obedient, when you have faith, when you let go, when you pray, when you put in the work for God and just let God do the rest, he's going to make a way. And just prior to this video, I was telling y'all how I didn't know what was going on. That was 2 weeks ago. How all of a sudden I get blessed with a job like this? Blessed with a job, not only that it's a job, but I'm also learning something I was gonna go to school for. It's not that far from my house. I'm still in the city. My amount of focus is out of this world. I'm able to focus on my brain as well. The people, and then I have the free range to do whatever I want as long as I get the work done. As far as like listening to music, just that amount of everything that I do in this room, I can do at that job. And then on top of this, I work 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., 9 hours a day. After work, I'm putting in work. Look, man, all I'm saying is, y'all can have whatever y'all think about who God is and if Jesus is real and this and this. Y'all, it's like you won't know until you have that relationship. You won't really know, and by testimonies. Because I am the type. I promise you, a month ago, the whole summer, I was at my all-time low. This whole year has been like this, and the thing that I'm remembering is like is new new levels, new devils. So it's gonna be more troubles. It's gonna be more temptations that's gonna try to knock me down because that's the devil trying to knock me down for like what God has for me. And as long as I just keep doing what I'm doing, keep doing what I was doing before I got the job, keep doing what I was doing before I got the blessing, and then I know that like as long as I keep that in mind and I pick up my cross and I be careful what I let come into me as far as like my spirit internally, God is with me. He's with me through it all. Through it all. I hope that this video had, gave y'all a sense of hope. Just fired y'all up. Just like made y'all like, oh yeah, like if he can do it, I can do it. You can. That's the whole point of a testimony. A testimony is like supposed to get you excited for what's gonna come to you. God gave me everything that I needed and plus more because I put in my work in the church for my purpose. Something totally different that people usually do in a church. They just come on a Sunday and then on top of that, I pay my tithes. Look, God gave me everything that I need, not everything that I want. He gave me everything that I need. Still pay my tithes. I got money for to eat throughout the week for my living. I'm still gonna pay my tithes. Let me say this one last thing, and then I'm gonna go. The first day I got to LA, I forgot to tell y'all this story. The first day I got to LA, my Uber driver, he was a white man. He gave me so much game about money, and I was listening. I was really in tune, but I turned it off once he was like, "What do you put your money towards?" I said, "My credit and my tithes." He was like, "It's okay if you don't." This is the devil talking. He would trick you. He would mix it in with good things that you want to hear to the point where you will not be aware of what that person actually is doing, what's in their spirit. He said, "You ain't got to pay your tithes. God will understand. You put yourself first. You ain't got the money for the tithes, so pay your tithes after." Is that faith? The moment I heard that, this is the first I came to LA. Like before I came up with this idea to make this video. The moment I heard that, I turned it off because that ain't God. That ain't God. But I'm just like I have so many stories that I could give and just so many situations that I went through just throughout just this past month to this summer to this past month. Like it's been like every week is something new that I can tell y'all. Every day I learn something. It's like the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know nothing. And then like the more that God comes through, you don't want to get too excited because you start to put your guard down. I walk around with the armor of God at all times. Times could be good. It could be feeling good. I'm still not going to forget about God, because at the end of the day, God is a jealous God. He wants us to have our full attention on Him. And once you do that, He's going to bless you. You have a good day. I know this video helped y'all because I'm uplifted. My spirit is uplifted. I hope that it uplifted y'all. And like I said, my other content, my compilation videos of like my ideas and all that different stuff is gonna come. I just haven't had that feeling to actually sit down and do it, because I got stuff that I need to do. It's like telling what God has done for me before what y'all want to see as far as like the cool stuff. And at the end of the day, like, I don't like, it don't even matter if this is what this YouTube channel is for. That's what it's gonna be for. If y'all want to see all the extra stuff, y'all go to my Instagram at Cyberslex, PSYBERSSLEX. For Instagram, Cyberslex, Sleazy S Clan, SLZX Clan. Then you got X Sleeva X, XSLEIVA X. That's my girl side of Sleazy. And then you got, my personal high fashion, me, as in Shamar, SHAMAR 2001 Monroe. Y'all can go follow those. But have a good day.